Grand Tour finale. So the introduction, what were those three cars at the beginning? I think the silver one was a McLaren, but it was a race version. McLaren P1 or an MP4-12C race version, I'm sure it was.
Oddly, I can't remember any cars at all at the beginning.
Really? There was two red ones. One looked a little bit like a Lamborghini from the front, but had a really weird back, and I had no idea what the other one was. Perhaps you can tell us, because I really don't know what they were. So what do you think of the backdrop? Nice fountains in the backdrop.
That was really nice. I wouldn't mind going there and just experiencing all of that.
Yeah, I'd love to go to Dubai.
Yeah.
I've been at the airport, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, they were talking about £600,000 for a set of tyres that are diamond and gold studded.
Little gold bits.
Why would you want that?
Because you're an Arab and you've got too much money.
It's just like sitting at home thinking, what can I spend my money? No, what can I waste my money on? Because one burnout, all those little bits of diamonds are spread all over the Dubai roads.
I wonder if that's, well, that's not going to be, is it? I'm thinking about them, they buy the cheap cars, don't they, and then just lose control down the road. You can't call that
No, it's
drifting,
pretty cool.
that's just losing control down the road.
But it's fast.
It's awesome.
The Dubai police cars, I've seen them before. The Veyron, the Aventador, and the SLS. They've been all over the interweb.
They had Gallardos and things years ago as well, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, Norfolk Police had a Lotus Esprit at one point.
Did they?
Yes, because obviously it's built here in Norfolk, in Hethel.
Where I used to live down in Hampshire, they had
Probably
Cosworths.
broke down on the way at the first pickup.
Sierra Sapphire Cosworths they had.
Did they?
Yeah. And later on Volvos and then BMWs.
And now they have Astra diesels.
Well, I don't know what they've got. I've not been down there for a while. Probably
Or
Focuses.
hybrids. They've probably got hybrids now.
That'd be all Ford Focuses, I'd imagine.
It wouldn't surprise me though. They'll have Toyota Priuses. I'm coming to get you. Woo, in my vacuum cleaner. Woo.
Never mind plod, I shall just walk away.
I'll just give you my address.
Yeah, you can meet up with me later.
When I walk past you, I'll pass it through the window. So the first bit they did, the Golf GTI versus the BMW i3. What do you think of that?
It was a good segment. I don't like either of the cars.
No, the Golf GTI, a £36,000, 227 brake horsepower car versus a £35,000, 167 brake horsepower BMW i3.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate the whole electric thing.
Well, it costs 40 grand, isn't it? And you get 5 grand back, or 4.5 now.
Yeah.
Back from the government.
Well, they've had that incentive for a while, haven't they?
But I can see Jeremy's point of view. Everybody else is paying for him using an electric car.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem fair.
No.
He's still using the same amount of road, and he still has a petrol engine, albeit a tiny little pointless thing. And to be honest, he's just an inconvenience to the rest of the road drivers because he's holding everybody up because he's got a giant at 56 miles an hour.
Yep.
And who pays for the electricity?
Everybody.
Taxpayers.
Yeah. Everybody who pays for electric is paying for the electric in them charge points.
Exactly.
Which is why your electric bill's so bloody high.
Well, there you go.
So what we need is a car that has lots of little water wheels on it. So all the water channels off when it rains and charges up the batteries. Because let's face it, it rains more in this country than anything else.
No, it doesn't. Look,
it does.
It's sunny. It's blue skies.
All right, we'll have a wind turbine as well then, because it's windy.
Wind, yeah.
It's bloody cold.
Wind power.
So we need, and it would charge while you're driving along. A little wind turbine whizzing around. Okay, you get some drag from that, but I don't know. Just
you like a bit
charging
of drag,
off.
don't you?
Very good. Just charging off the mains isn't sufficient in this country, is it?
No.
Or any country, I think.
No.
I can't see how it works. It's just third-party fossil fuels.
Okay, move on.
Well, it is, isn't it?
Shut up, James. Move on. See, one thing I did notice in that video, didn't James May look like a tramp?
I think the last couple of years he's looked like a tramp.
His hair is horrible. And his face looked all old and weathered.
Kind of dishevelled, doesn't he?
He did. He just looked like a very old man in that.
Maybe that's why he bought a BMW i3.
Maybe, yeah, but he's always been a bit old manish as far as cars are concerned.
Yeah.
I knew that i3 was going to be quick off the line.
Oh, it's electric.
Exactly.
Electric cars are. It's just how they work.
I also knew the Golf would beat it. Because...
Well, that's why they kept moving the goalpost.
Yes. At first it was like 10 feet.
Guaranteed win. Yeah.
Brilliant. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
They did that Eco Pro Plus thing, which means he has to sit at 56 miles an hour, just like a truck.
Trucks do 60 in this country on the motorway.
Well, yeah, but they're limited to 56 miles an hour.
Some are limited to 56 mile an hour.
The big Arctics, most of them are limited.
The older ones.
Starbucks.
Yeah.
Starburst. Stobart.
Yep.
That's him. Yeah, he's limited to 56 on all his.
That's probably a choice, though, isn't it?
And so all the supermarkets. Because all the supermarkets have to drive very sensibly.
I'm regularly driving on motorways with trucks doing 60 in a little convoy that they seem to get.
But in that, I completely agree with Clarkson. What is the point? Because basically, you can't drive with any creature comforts. You can't have any aircon on, you can't have the stereo on, it's best not to turn the lights on.
I think
so you can't drive at night.
Your electric car is not really geared towards people that need to do 200 odd mile journeys. It's geared towards people that are going to drive around London,
or go to
maybe
work.
Commute from just outside London into London, just the shorter journeys. It's not the big journeys.
I can see that point, but they do have on all the motorways all these electric charging points, so they are encouraging electric cars to be longer journeyed.
They're not discriminating, which is nice.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I think if I was to go down the electric car route, it would have to be a hybrid, it would have to have a proper engine.
Yes, I agree. To
go with it, not just
Absolutely.
a range extender.
Like that hybrid I drove a couple of days ago, the CHR, yes.
CHR,
Toyota CHR.
Yeah. But not that, because I think it's ugly. But
I like it.
Yeah, no. It's just so reminiscent of the Duke with its ugliness.
No. The Duke is very ugly.
And the Toyota is ugly.
Unless, of course, Nissan are listening, and we
then
are
it's the most
review,
amazing looking
beautiful
car.
looking car I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
I also agree, though, that with a mass electric switchover, Britain wouldn't be able to cope.
No.
So they're flogging a dead horse, basically.
Pretty much.
Until they actually get their infrastructure sorted out properly, it's not going to work. However, the maths element of driving an electric car, to me, I can't see the point in driving a car where you constantly go, oh, I've got 10 miles of this, I've got 15 miles of that engine, 17 miles of this engine, oh, so I've got a plan to stop here. I mean, for God's sake, who needs all that bloody hassle?
Yeah, on my car, if it says 200 miles and I only need to do 160, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Job done.
Or I'd like to be able to stop at a petrol station when I know I've got enough juice. Not, oh, am I going to make it to the next one? Oh, I've only got 12 miles left. Constantly monitoring the boards to see if I'm going to meet the next one. I couldn't be bothered with all that rubbish.
And let's face it, how often do you get to a petrol station and none of the pumps work?
I know, yeah, exactly. I mean, it could be really annoying.
Yeah.
I suppose it's educational, because it helps you with your math skills.
It's educating us in that electric cars are not currently viable.
Well, that whole piece really was not a good advert for the electric car.
No.
However, in that Golf, wasn't that text-to-speak thing crap?
Yeah. And I sat in my car the other day and played with that.
Right.
It doesn't do text messages, but I can ask it to change a radio station or find a point of interest on a map or whatever. And it works brilliant if you speak really slowly and really clearly.
Right.
But if you're driving, you've got a little bit of road noise, or you're thinking about what you're doing rather than speaking at the car.
Yes.
It just doesn't understand you, and you're constantly saying no, back, no. And I like the fact that then James was reading the completely wrong text at the other end.
Again, though, we say it every week, good camera angles. I love the water splashing off the front wheel where the camera pointing backwards and you get the splashing off the front valance. I like that. Well done, Chump and Sons.
Yeah.
Very good work there. And of course, everyone loves a good water splash slow-mo.
Absolutely.
I love a good slow-mo. If you haven't noticed, there's a great slow-mo of a massive water splash.
That was a big puddle.
Right at the end. It was a huge puddle.
Good job that wasn't the
soaked the
electric
camera.
car.
No, and it's a good, it's a good job the GoPro was in the waterproof case as well.
Yeah.
Conversation Street.
His head popped.
I know. That's quite amusing, that, wasn't it? Again,
Worst one ever.
Hammond did his overacting bit, and Jeremy was just like, "What was that?" That was quite amusing.
Yeah. He said, didn't he? He said, "Doesn't get any better, does it?"
No. So yeah, what do you think about the Dubai rules?
Well, they obviously needed some rules.
Go to prison. Go to prison.
Well, you think if they had no rules and everyone was just going crazy,
Yeah,
they needed to make the rules severe enough, or the consequences severe enough, that people would actually stick to them.
Yes, I suppose so.
So hence the lots of prison rules.
I guess so, but obviously it's changed a lot now. But it's like China. I mean, China was, and before the 70s, just masses of rice fields. Now it's a whole diverse infrastructure everywhere.
It's proper thriving, isn't it?
So in the past 40 years, a lot of these, not third world countries, but struggling to develop countries, have become uber developed.
Yeah.
That's where our future is heading.
And that's what Mr. Trump doesn't like.
And that is exactly what Mr. Trump is scared of. There was something they mentioned that really does bug me, and that is how long it takes certain people to pull away from petrol pumps.
Oh yeah, if you've got in your car and taken more than 5 seconds to pull away.
Why? What are you doing in there?
Oh, they're putting their handbag down, changing their shoes.
Put the receipt in the thing, making sure they've got the keys on them. Is the dog in the back?
Press
Where are the
little
kids?
reset button. There's so much that people need to do. What I do is I pull away from the pump, then I mess around pressing buttons.
Exactly. If you've got someone sitting, if there's no one there, then fine. If someone's sitting behind you, especially when they're edging forward because they want to get on with their lives, you know, arrogantly sitting there, farting around in the driver's seat, just shouldn't happen.
I mean, on them, there's some days where the wife's gone in to pay because she wants to get a bottle of water or something.
And I pull off the pump.
I'll pull away, because you don't need to stay there. The next person can pull up and start using the pump before you've even paid for the last lot. It queues it, stacks it up. So don't just sit there. It's retarded.
It's selfish. It's arrogant, and it pisses people off.
Yeah.
But they also mentioned about that roundabout pavement thing in Cambridge.
Yeah, councils annoy me as well.
Because
they spend so much money
pounds
on absolute garbage that nobody needs or wants.
Well, let's be honest, something that could potentially confuse a lot of drivers.
Yeah, it did look a bit
Because you see a pavement roundabout on a T-junction, what's that about?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, pedestrians are going to think, well, can I walk round it then? And drivers just going to go, well, do I drive round it, up the curb, knock over some old granny who's waiting patiently at the edge? I know how they do it. £200,000 on health and safety. £100,000 on biscuits for the meetings they have talking about the roundabout.
And tea bags.
Yes. £50,000 for a style guru to come in and go, oh yes, I think you should do this and this and this and that and that. £200,000 for the guys to turn up, spend 4 months closing the road, causing all kinds of inconvenience.
Okay, rant over?
Yes, rant over.
Excellent.
Breathe.
Councils do suck though, I'll grant you that. They are useless.
What do you think of that fast train idea? Do you think it's one of
That's
those
very fast, isn't it?
mental ideas that isn't probably going to happen? Or
well, you certainly can't accelerate from 0 to 500 in instant.
No.
It can't be done.
your head would be on the back of the window?
Yeah, your G-forces would be mental.
Okay, the next bit. James May and his countryside off-roading.
Oh, that was hilarious.
That was so funny.
I loved how pissed off he actually got.
I know. He genuinely did look pissed off.
Yeah.
And the way he fell over, it's like...
Yeah. And the bit when he drove through that big puddle and splashed him in the face, he just wanted to do that to piss me off.
Oh dear, that looked brilliant.
Oh, Seamus didn't look too amused about the whole situation, did he? He
No.
lost his day.
I cracked up. I had to rewind it and watch again when he fell over because he just stuck in the mud and it was just like a...
Let's have a clip of that right now.
Guys! Ow! Oh! Oh!
When they tipped over, I love that Irish guy, Seamus. I loved his reaction. And they go, what is this stuff? England.
God, what is this stuff? England.
Train.
And it actually is a train. There's 2 parts of it.
Okay, we're going to move on to the elephant in the room.
Celebrity brain crash.
Celebrity brain crash. This is the first time I've actually laughed at it.
I laughed.
When they did the splat,
There was
splat
two
brilliant.
parts. Two parts amused me. One was that thing falling over, whatever that was, standing against the wall.
Yes.
When he crashed into the wall.
Yes.
And then the splat.
The splat was
Actually
brilliant.
made me laugh out loud.
Me too. I loved the splat. It was very good splat.
I wondered if it was just because I was feeling a bit ill for the whole week that just felt funnier. But no, I think it was
No,
genuinely
it genuinely
funny.
was. I've got over the bit where it's annoying now because we know they do the...
Yeah.
So is he not coming on then? The bit that annoys me is Hammond's reaction because it's a bit crap. It's a bit overacted.
Well, yeah, no, James. He's been liquidised. He's been sprayed up the wall. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I mean, that they could do without. But James Mays... So is he not coming on then? That's actually... Because it's dry, it's...
It could have just been... no.
Yeah.
Would have been fine.
It would have been. Good.
The comedy factor was definitely there.
It was. You know,
And then James outside squeegee in the window.
yeah, that was brilliant. See, and he actually looked like he was enjoying himself.
Yeah.
He put a lot of effort into that.
We haven't used this.
Okay, the next bit. The Porsche 918 versus the Bugatti Veyron. That was an unexpected win.
No.
No?
I expected the Porsche to win that.
Really? I suppose the Veyron's a bit outdated now. Maybe against the Chiron would have been
It's
interesting.
a really, really heavy car.
Okay,
Yes, it's
I
got
suppose.
many horsepower, but it's heavy.
It'd be interesting to see the 918 against the Chiron.
Yeah.
We haven't seen anything about that yet, have we, really?
No.
We haven't done anything about it.
Maybe it's
Although
rubbish.
that Nissan Patrol...
That was crazy.
What? That was unbelievable. 1,900 horsepower.
I don't know what motor he had in there. It must have been a GTR engine or something.
I don't know. Formula One engine?
No, I don't know if it would have been that. I reckon that would have been the Nissan engine, probably out the GTR.
But I love the way in Dubai they just close a whole motorway section to have a race.
Yeah.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Well, that's the man in charge, that Prince fella.
Yeah.
He loves cars, doesn't he?
Anything involving a massive race with some fantastic cars, just close the road. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Only Dubai would do that kind of thing.
Mm.
You wouldn't get that over here, would you?
No.
Just going to close the M4. What for? A race? I don't think so. What between? A Nissan Leaf
And a Prius.
and a Zoe. Do you think they do it all the time then? Do you think they just close the road? Anybody who's mega rich wants to have a race, they just close the road.
Probably. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.
No. So next was the drifting.
Yeah. Now
A
it's interesting.
6.2 litre V8, 700 horsepower. It's obviously a Camaro engine or a Corvette
an
engine.
LS3 or L1 or whatever.
Yeah, in a Nissan body.
I recall back towards the beginning of the series, you questioned whether or not Richard was actually doing some of the driving.
Yes, that proves it because he mentioned about stunt drivers.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that verifies or kiboshes it because maybe he has done all the driving in this series. I don't know because he did say before the series started.
I don't know.
I'm not convinced.
No, me neither. Because I'm sure that was not him in that car when I was doing it. I noted that down. However, against a man with no arms,
I've seen him
steering with
before.
his feet,
I've seen him before on YouTube.
and a
He's brilliant.
13-year-old boy who was a bit cocky. I mean, you can guarantee he's probably the most popular kid in his class.
Of course he is.
What do you do for fun? I drift.
He was obviously just too good at Gran Turismo or something. And
But he's got a bit of a big head.
oh yeah,
He's a bit arrogant. He's one of these kids that probably deserves a slap.
he's the sort of person I'd
No.
I'd his-
Let me take that back. No, he's probably one of these kids that probably started off being popular, but now everyone's had enough.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
he's
think
just
if
big-headed.
if he was talking near me, I think I'd be tempted to just say, "Shut up, you bellend," like that.
Can't call a
literally.
child a bellend.
Yes, I can. If he's an arrogant little turd,
You could call him a cheeky little monkey. Oh, you cheeky little monkey.
that's just indulging it.
You cheeky little monkey!
Cheeky bellend.
Is a bellend cheeky? Can a bellend be cheeky?
Don't care. That's what people like him are. I can't stand that level of arrogance in people. It's just like, oh yeah. The way when he was in the car, he said about
Oh yeah,
Richard
about
Hammond
Richard Hammond being the same height as him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that annoyed me a bit because I thought, oh, shut up.
Who are you to take
You're
the
13
mick?
years old.
Yeah.
He's a 40-odd-year-old journalist who's actually made something of his life. You've just got in a car and drifted. Fair enough, but you're an arrogant big-headed git.
Yeah, and drifting will have its day, and then you'll have nothing.
Go to bed, it's 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah. No supper for you, young man. However, in all fairness, he was pretty damn good.
And a lucky
at
bastard.
drifting. Yeah.
At 13 years old, I would
Yeah.
love to have been drifting.
I mean, good on him. He's doing something. But
And he was good.
maybe just tone
Like
down
you
that
say.
arrogance a bit.
Yes, exactly. So what about their unseen footage of their bell-endedness?
The drift fails.
Yes, I'm glad. I'm glad we see that.
It's nice to see that.
It is, to show that they're not these driving gods that they, always portray themselves as.
Yeah.
It's good to see failure, to show that they're human
Yeah.
and that they're not just the world's best drivers. They make mistakes like everybody else.
I would like to see a proper blooper film.
I would love to see a
from this
blooper film.
series.
Absolutely.
Because there's a lot of old Top Gear stuff kicking around on YouTube that is absolutely hilarious.
Oh yeah, some of the things I've just sat there just laughing for ages at. Create, please, a blooper video of this entire series. We want to see it.
Yeah.
Do you want to see it,
'Cause
viewers?
let's face it, when you see Jeremy interacting with the audience in the blooper reels, it's just brilliant.
It is.
It's just so much fun.
It is. One major bonus: there was no fat yank.
Oh, this is awkward. No, he wasn't there, was he?
Brilliant.
And I'll be honest with you, I didn't even notice he wasn't there until you mentioned it after the programme. I want to see some bloopers of him as well.
Yeah, just
I'd
try
like to
and
see the real
humanise him.
Yeah, the real
Yeah.
guy. He's got what's his name?
Mike Skinner.
That's the one.
Mike Skinner.
Skinner. Yeah.
Mr. Skinner, are you really that arrogant, or is it just an act? Let us know in the comments below.
As if.
So, as far as the scoreboard's concerned, as far as I'm concerned, it's 10, 10, 10, 0, 10, no, 5 for the music, obviously always 5, and 10, and 10.
I'm going to give it half for annoyance, because you've still got Richards overacting on the celebrity brain crash thing.
Yeah, but I can move past that.
I'm still going to score it half. So my score is 59.5.
Okay.
Which is huge.
It's definitely a fantastic finish for the Grand Tour.
That was a grand finale indeed.
A great finale, a great grand finale.
It was excellent.
It was. What did you
Why
think?
couldn't the whole series been like that?
I know. Well, it is a learning curve, and they have got to this stage now. Let's hope they continue.
So just as a small recap on things we've said in previous reviews, there was the episode with the beach buggies.
Yes.
Where we had the double episode.
It's split into two.
It was basically one episode split over two, and we said we felt a bit cheated because that was basically going to mean we were going to get 11 episodes. Well, we didn't, did we? We got 13.
Yes, we did.
And when I looked back at the episode times, episode 1, or part 1 of that double episode was actually 44 minutes.
Right.
So I didn't notice that at the time. So all in all, if you take away a little recap on episode 2, it was an hour-and-a-half episode. So it was obviously too long for a single episode. So they just broke it into 2 and gave us 13 instead of 12. So it's technically 12, but they split one in half, or
Fair
nearly
enough.
in half. So apologies for moaning about it, Grand Tour people.
Yes.
But I'm now going to moan that there was only 12 episodes and it's not enough.
It's not enough.
Look forward to seeing you later on in the year.
We will. We'll be back very soon with the new Top Gear reviews. And we'll be doing more cars coming up. We've got some more new cars coming up, so keep an eye out for those. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Please share this video, like, and all the other stuff. Check out our Instagram page and our Facebook page. And our giveaway, which is still happening. And the subs are creeping up. We're up to 137 subscribers now, so it's creeping up.
And if you didn't see last week's review, we've obviously reduced that now. It's no longer 500 subscribers, it's now 200 subscribers.
200 subscribers. So, we will see you very soon. And for the new series of Grand Tour, when it starts, in the autumn probably. And in the meantime, other cars. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon. Drive carefully, but have fun.